You see like so you got this is gonna sound a bit, but you know this is why I have these conversations in it to learn. So even like comedians have like certain people who they work with in terms of like what you just said, like in terms of like, you know, developing your jokes or obviously having, you know, getting feedback, good or bad feedback from them. Because the only time I heard this was obviously through music, you know, like people writing camps, ghostwriters, all of these things. So even comedians have that as well, like to a certain degree.
Okay, some comedians don't bother telling other comedians their jokes. They're just like, no, I'm going to do it myself, and that's fine, and it works for them, and that's great. But because the thing is, it's like
interesting.
Of course, people will be like, why would you want to swing your joke by somebody else when comedy's subjective? That might not be funny to that person. So they've now given you criticism for something that's just their opinion. So there's a lot of like, you know, pros and cons to it. But at the same time, I think it's helpful to kind of discuss, especially if it's another comedian that's within the same circuit, so they understand the audience a bit more than you, for example. So like, if I'm for example, when I did the Funny Muslim Ladies tour, there was a specific joke that I had mentioned to another comedian, and then because they are part of the Asian culture, they were like, okay, try this or say this and I'll help you and give you a couple words to say here, there in like Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, whatever, right? And that will make it even funnier. So it's like, if you talk to people and they will understand the audience a bit more, they can help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, again, going back in music, it's like, if you're making like a drill tune or whatever, or like a grime song, and you want to write some lyrics, somebody might tell you, it sounds good, but if you put this bar or this line in there, it will even resonate even more with these kind of people. I hear it. Like, talk about like specials.
Okay.
Because I always want to see, because I think once again, I always have to make disclaimers, because in my reality, I see the shit that I see.
Yeah.
Other shit might be going on, but I might not be privy to it. So talking about specials, like I don't see like many people from the UK, you know, many comedians from the UK, like you know, doing specials. And again, I might be wrong. Like, have you thought about maybe like doing your own specials like in future? Let's talk about specials.
I've thought about it.
That'd be fucking crazy.
I've thought about it, and I originally wanted to do it for my 30th because I thought, why not? I'm 35 now and it hasn't been done in it. So, I was saying, I'm taking my time.
Yeah,
but I would love
5 years
to
later. Keep taking your time. 5 years later, come on, man.
I would like to do a 1 hour special.
Yeah.
I would love to do a 1 hour special. Yeah.
That'd be dope. I'm not gonna lie.
I would love to do that.
So in terms of like you doing like special, like if I was like these people who obviously like in the comedy industry who had, you know, the power to put you on the big stages or whatever, if I came to you now, do you think you have enough material to have a special?
I do have enough material for a special.
Yeah, man, that's what I fucking want to hear, man. You
I
get me?
do.
Let's pull it out there.
It just needs to be
tweaked
just to make it absolutely perfect. But over the years, all of the jokes that I have done, like when I was doing it and then I dropped out, there's jokes from that era that a lot of people haven't heard, you know, and if I just mix them all together, I 100% have a whole hour ready.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And do you go to you know, like comedy clubs and things like that? You know, like do you still try to make a lot of time to go to these comedy shows? Or talk about it, because I'm not gonna lie, I need to start going to these comedy clubs. I'm not gonna lie. To just like experience, because you know, some of these comedy clubs, that's when you can even discover some new, you know, 100%. Some new comedians or whatever.
100%.
Like, talk to us about obviously comedy clubs 2024.
Yeah.
Do you think you've gone to, you know, like enough of them? But just in general, like, how comedy clubs are they still popping?
Comedy clubs are still popping.
Yeah.
I literally went to a couple of weeks ago. I went to a Sudan fundraiser comedy night at Top Secret. You've heard of Top Secret, right? It's one of the well-known comedy clubs of London, and it was sold out.
Oh.
And it's like when you went there, I wasn't expecting it, not because of that, but it's like it was on a Sunday night, and it's like I wasn't expecting it to be sold out because it's a Sunday night. People have got to work the next day. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like comedy is still popping. Shows are still being sold out. I like to go to comedy shows. And it's a bit weird for other comedians, I think, because they're like, whenever they see me, they're like, oh, are you performing? I'm like, no, I'm just here to enjoy the show. Just because I'm a comedian doesn't mean that I can't go and enjoy someone else's show as well without going for the sake of performing. No, I'm here, I bought a ticket, I'm here to watch you. You make me laugh, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Tonight, it's like, tonight I'm taking the night off, man. I'm just here to be entertained. You get me?
Yeah.
So you make me laugh.
I genuinely enjoy still going to comedy shows, even though I'm not performing. And I have not seen another comedian do the same.
Yeah. Like, moving forward, like, in terms of, like, obviously, we spoke about cancel culture.
Yeah.
And I just want to speak about just up and coming, like, comedians, the younger ones.
Okay.
And this kind of thing. Like, do you feel like some of them, because I'll be honest with you, once again, I feel sorry for some of them, because obviously some of these younger ones are coming up in a complete different time, sensitive times.
Yeah.
Complete different time that obviously we grew up in, innit? Like, do you ever get, no concern, but do you ever feel sorry for, some of these new up-and-coming comedians who are coming through now, because, times are just different and there's certain things that you can't really be talking about like that, you get me? Do you ever think about new comedians, up-and-coming
I don't
ones?
feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for... You're laughing, but hear me out, yeah? I don't feel bad for them because they don't know any different.
Okay, that's...
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, these times is what they know. It's what they know.
It's exactly. It's like they don't know any different. So it's like, say someone's deaf, fully deaf, right? If they were deaf from birth, they don't know any different. Whereas if they were hearing
And then they went down.
and then they went deaf, it's like, well, now you have to restructure your whole life, and you need to work out how to function again. Like me, like I wasn't always deaf in my left ear. I had to learn that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you don't know any different, then it doesn't really affect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you, like, you see, like, with, because you're very busy, once again, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, once again, like, to let the people know, yeah? Like, how do you make time to, to work on new material?
I tell you what, new material comes to me. And when I say that, I was like, I have actually got a lot of new jokes just by going to the gym. So by me living my life and doing my thing, I've seen and observed things, and it's like, that's quite funny, you know. Let me just write that down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just comes as and when. I don't actually sit down and be like, okay, now let me think of something really funny. No, like it doesn't work that way. Life just gives you stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never, like, from the beginning, have you always been like this from the beginning?
Yeah.
You've just taken inspiration from, like, your day-to-day life?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I never just sit down and be
Right.
like, okay, this is my writing time. I've got an hour to think of something funny. No, because then it's forced. It needs to just come naturally.
It's true. For you, yeah, what makes a comedian a fucking genius?
That's a very good question, because they have to be knowledgeable about things that are happening in the world, whether it be political or whatever, like in the news or something like that. But I think to be a genius is to be someone who... I don't even know how to word it. They're quick.
You're good, like Dave Chappelle? Someone like...
Right, Dave Chappelle is an amazing comedian, yes. But he takes a lot of his stuff from things that are happening around the world. Political things, racial things, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great. But I think in order to be a comedy genius is someone who can think on their feet and come back with a response very, very quickly. I'm not that person. I'm funnier when I've thought about it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm that person who's like, thought of something better to say in an argument in the shower 2 days after the argument. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I should have said this. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, what? I should have said this. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of comedians, and I got a love for a lot of comedians. But when I think of a comedy genius, I think of Kane Brown.
Kane Brown, oh my God.
He did a whole few shows just called crowd work. He didn't write no material for that show. It was purely crowd work. And that's thinking on your feet. That's not writing any jokes. That's like an hour of wow, my brain is super active right now. I've got to be really quick. I've got
Yeah.
to make these. I've got to go on from what they've said and maybe bring back something that they've said earlier. So your memory's got to be like amazing as well. So when I think comedy genius, that's who I think of, and that's no disrespect to any other comedians, but that is a very rare thing to be able to do well.
Yeah, I even want to take quickly this opportunity to thank, to thank Kane Brown. You get me?
Yeah.
And your guy, like, you know, Christopher.
Oh, I love Chris.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Chris. Honestly, you see the podcast, Rated 18?
So good.
Oh my fucking
So
days, bro.
good.
You know when you need a fucking good laugh.
So good, yeah.
What's this thing, yeah? Maybe you can tell me a little bit more as a comedian, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it, innit? But you've got comedians who, they've got a certain laugh that even fuck the joke. You got certain comedians who bust jokes, but they got a certain laugh that even makes you laugh. Fuck the joke. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Both of them, like, oh my, these guys are fucking geniuses. I love
them together.
Yeah, like, is there something? Is there like a name for this like thing where people are a comedian is so funny that even like just the way the laugh is, it's like you even laugh at them laughing. It's like
it's infectious.
They've got
I think
this,
it's called an infectious laugh.
Yeah, infectious laugh. And I'm thinking like, rah, like, but
yeah, both of them have got funny laughs. And did you see that episode with Big Nasty?
I need to catch up on a few episodes.
Right, watch the one with Big Nasty, because I tell you what, no one was really saying anything.
Yeah.
But they were all laughing together. And obviously Big Nasty's got a funny ass.
Oh my God.
And Kane and Chris and all of them together, I was gone, and it was just all their different laughters together. That just made it hilarious.
Like the last one that I saw was with Liquorman when he done that shit on the table. I was pissed. I couldn't fucking stop laughing because somebody, I think Kane Brown said to Chris, "You can't fucking do that."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm not." He said something like, "I'm not ready yet." And Liquorman just fucking went on the table and
he's doing the most.
Oh my God, that's
doing the most.
Yeah. Nah, man, big them up as well. Like, going back to obviously the original question, like, you know, what, for you, like, what is a genius comedian? And said Kane Brown. You get me? Yeah. Like in the UK, like, also, like, is there like any new comedians that you're fucking with that even people like me should check out? Because once again, what I love about these conversations with you, sometimes it's like, you know, like, I can talk about comedy, but at the same time I can think, you know what, maybe I can just check out for more comedians and more new ones than that. So like you thought, like, is there some new ones that, you know, like, should be looking out for?
To be honest, I haven't really seen too many new ones recently. But if you go back to a couple of the interviews that we did before, when you asked me, who do you think is up and coming? Do you remember I said Muhsin?
I remember that name. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Because that's a unique name.
This guy has now been signed and he is getting there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I like to hear.
I said that how long ago? You said, who's up and coming? I was like, Muhsin.
I remember.
And now look at, he's doing amazingly well. Like, super proud. Super proud.
Congratulations, Vim.
Yeah.
Just to throw in another random thing, because you know how I do.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a video of you, like a few days ago, talking about your fucking dreams.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm still here.
Oh, shit. I was thinking, she's bugging. I was thinking, what the fuck?
I was bugging out.
Hey, let's talk about that, yeah? Because you know, one of my favorite topics, that I like to speak about with so many different people, it's like, it's dreams, innit? Because, me being from an African culture, African background, like, I've grown up here with so many different people in my family, friends, who this one thinks, oh, dreaming about this means this. My mum thinks it's this. My dad thinks it's this. My aunt. So many different people, me growing up, they've had like a lot of different takes on what dreams mean and whatnot. So when I see people like you say, yo, like, I had a dream, innit? Like, this was going, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is fucking funny. Hey, could you speak about a little bit of obviously what your dream was all about and what are your thoughts on dreams just in general?
Okay.
That was crazy.
It was a mad dream, innit?
Oh my God.
And the thing is, usually I'll go to my dad, innit, to get his Islamic view on what the dream means. Do you know what I'm saying? My guy didn't even have an answer for me. So I was like, boy, I need to go to TikTok.
Hey, yo! Like, has anyone dreamed of this? I was thinking, oh my God, yeah.
It was mad. And it was mad. Like, I dream a lot, have nightmares a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm used to having it. But yo, the fact that I was just cool with being dead, that threw me off. Yeah, like, I'll quickly say about the dream, obviously, in case people won't know what I'm talking about. Basically, I had a dream where I was on a bus, right, and I was trying to chat to the person next to me, and they were ignoring me, so I was naturally getting a little bit vexed, like, why are you not talking to me? And then the bus driver looked through like the rear view mirror, right, and he goes to me, oh yeah, they're not going to hear you because you're dead. Now, usually you would be a bit like scared in the dream or something like that. And I just went, oh, okay. And I was completely fine about it. I was fine with being dead, thinking I was alive, but I was actually dead. And I was like, right, okay, cool. Mad. Mad.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard you say that, I was thinking, first of all, to find the funny side of it, the first thing that came to mind was, like my favorite movie of all time, Ghost. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Patrick Swayze, that Ghost movie and whatnot. That's the first thing that came to mind. But on the second one as well, it's like, you see, like when you're in your dreams, because for me, like, for a very long time, thank God it stopped. For a very long time, I had a dream like where I was getting chased. But for whatever reason, I was just getting chased forward, and I could never get to a point where I stopped, look back at whatever's fucking chasing me. All I remember just the dream, like, go!
Yeah, at least you could run. At least you could run. There's a lot of times you have a dream about you need to run away and your feet won't get off the floor.
I was running. I was running for my fucking life. I'm not gonna lie. So I couldn't. But when I woke up for a very long time, I just thought, no, forget it, it's not that serious. It's only a dream.
Yeah.
But for you, like when you woke up here, like what made you like really, really question it? Like, but this is a bit mad.
It just didn't make sense. Like, there are sometimes you have dreams, you wake up and you remember it for the first couple of seconds, and then you completely forget everything that happened. Yeah. Right? But there are dreams that you will remember for ages. Like now, I can still recall you the dream, and this happened last week. Shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, sometimes the dreams will remain in your brain, but I think the reason why was because I was so confused as to why I was so okay with not being alive.
Because usually people are just panicking. What do you mean I'm not alive?
Yeah, I was like totally fine with it. Now, going back to like when I did put it on TikTok, some people said like it was actually a very positive dream. Positive dream where it's like you're leaving something behind, like the old you behind, and changes are coming, and you're absolutely fine with it, and you're just gonna roll with it. Like that's what somebody explained what the dream to be.
Sounds positive.
I'm gonna take it.
And once again, that's the good thing about so many different people having their own meanings to what this dream means. That dream means
100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That sounded like So you've never had like a dream like that in your life, something like that before ever, like?
I never had a dream where I was dead. But I thought I was alive.
Even in a quick one, like to show how interesting and how sometimes our fucked up dreams are. Deep what I'm about to say,
Right.
By the way, this keeps on making noise. It's not me farting, This I just want to let people know because getting a bit uncomfortable.
He's farting.
No, I'm not.
He's letting one go in it.
I'm fasting, guys. Come on, man. My belly's empty. But yeah. Oh, your face is like,
enough
nigga,
gas.
you can't like that.
Enough gas.
So, like me going back to a dream quickly before we move on to our last few questions. It's like, you see the driver that was driving. How the fuck did he know you was dead? Was he dead too?
I'm saying.
Oh, unless that motherfucker see go.
How did he see? How did he know?
Hey,
someone said, were you being pranked? I was like, I don't know. I was in a dream. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
The niggas looking back in the raving mirror and said, nah, they can't hear you because you're dead. Nigga, how do you see me if I'm dead?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people asking me, like, how did the bus driver? I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, cool. Let me just go back to sleep. Go back into the dream and fucking ask him, shall I? I don't know.
Yeah. With dreams also, you clock in it. It's like you're just going with the thing in it. There's so many things that when you wake up, you feel like, oh, maybe I should have done this, should have done.
Yeah.
But the beauty about dreams is like, you just go with the flow, innit?
Yeah.
Whatever's going in that dream, just go with the flow.
But my dad always says, whenever I tell him about a dream, the first thing he asks me is, how did you feel in the dream? Were you scared? Were you frightened? Were you angry? Were you happy? Like, he always wants to know the feeling that I had in a dream. I was like, I was completely fine. He's like, you wasn't scared? I was like, no. He's like, okay, that's fine then.
He literally said, oh, that's fine then.
That's all right then.
Hey, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's mad.